I wrote down there's going to be 1094 spoilers. I'm doing that in very limited capacity, so that's why I have it in there. I'm not going to talk about that very much, except for a little bit of how it could pertain to uh, what I'm talking about. And okay, hey there. I am doing a theory video. I have this is a theory that came to me last night while I was taking a walk. I've been thinking over stuff. The egghead arc has been on my brain this past since the egghead started, and I've been thinking about something. You see the title. What if Saint Saturn dies here? What I was thinking about is why Oda in chapter, I think it was 1078. I have it here, where he why would he say about he kept he's hyping the end of this arc as something that shocks the world, and he did it especially. I think it was chapter. Let me check. Where was that again? Yeah, it was in 1078. I've been thinking about this word of text here. How the resolution of the incident the following day would inflict the kind of shock the world never saw coming, and I've been trying to think about everything that Oda has coming together here, and it hit me that because the Blackbeard pirates are there as this wild card, my theory is that one of them is going to kill Saint Saturn, basically, and frame it on the Straw Hats. It's going to be framed, or the government's going to frame it that way. And I want to go over the stuff that makes me think about why this is today. So we don't know why the Blackbeard pirates are there. We see them. We see these little panels together, and it was in 1079, right after York. This is shortly after the reveal of York being being the traitor of the York's the traitor on Egghead Island. She decided she wanted better things in life. She knows her creator, the Stella Vegapunk. So to what was I gonna say next? I forgot my train of thought. York decided to turn in. Oh yeah, that's the other thing. If I say Vegapunk, I'm referring to the Stella. I'm going to just say Vegapunk and refer to the other ones by their names. Or as a group, if I say them as a group, I'll see the satellites. That's my thing. So Vegapunk, I'm just talking about the Vegapunk. The other ones are Vegapunk, but I'm calling them by their other names. Okay. York decided to turn in the. This is like a brief overcap. I wanted overview. York decided to turn in his Vegapunk. It just so happens that right when she, the day they're planning to initiate a plan of action based upon her turning them in, the Straw Hats have arrived first. They're following the log pose, the special one, because there was three islands from Wano. Blah went to some other island where he ended up getting ambushed by Blackbeard. Kid went to Elbath, and they made it there. And on the same day that happens, the York initiates her plan. She's captured them. They in the labo phase, and then the Marines are. We know so. Then we see the Marines are coming. We introduced to Saint Saturn in 1073, and with Kizaru and hundreds of ships. I think it's 100 ships exactly. With and it's something like there's 20 of them are the biggest battleships, and the other ones are probably then just primarily carrying lots of men with them to have enough manpower. So right before they arrive, in 1079, we see the presence of the a Blackbeard ship, because we first see it because all his ships I think are made to look like rafts, even though they do got other decks and stuff below, and we clearly saw here his Jolly Roger, the flag with the three skulls. So we know he's coming, and that was right. After that part, though, we jumped to an intermission with the all the other events that happened. We went back and saw more stuff that happened with at Reverie. We saw what's happening with the Revolutionary Army presently, a little bit, and we saw what happened on Full Lead Island. And the important part of that too is by seeing what happened on Full Lead Island and where we saw Blackbeard and Law, we know that where eight of the other we know where every Blackbeard commander is except for Lafitte and Davon. So the theory among everyone else about the ship is that those two are probably the captains, the two coming to Egghead, and that's where I'm going to take this forward from there too. So once we got back to 1089 is when we came back to 10 chapters later. We come back to the Straw Hats. The ships have surrounded the island now. The Navy ships and the sea beasts are attacking and defending the island. By the way, that's a question too I thought of as I was doing research for this video. I came up with something that was bugging me. It showed that the Blackbeard ship arrived right before here, and we saw that when the Straw Hats came and when the Marines are here, they're immediately getting attacked by the sea beasts. Why didn't they attack the Blackbeard ship? What do they have? Do they got like a defense that prevented them from being noticed? Much like the Marines have their ships, probably all of them, coated with sea prism stone to keep the sea kings from attacking. I'm wondering if the sea beasts here didn't notice the Blackbeard ship for some reason like that. So anyways, we know the ships are here now, and they commanded with Kizaru, and those vice admirals are there. Also, none of them know that, except for that one, we only know for sure that the vice admiral, I think Doberman, knows that, as far as the lesser officers other than Kizaru, know that Saturn has personally come. Other than that, there's like guards. It looks like Saint Saturn has brought along some of his guards. And now they've begun the siege, and because they're having difficulties with the pacifistas, so Kizaru goes up there to aid Lucci. Lucci's still planning to. He helped the Straw Hats when it was convenient, but now he's gonna wait. He relayed information, and Kizaru is up there and came up there, and him and Luffy are fighting now, and the other Vegapunk and two of his other satellites had to break a password so they could bring the lava phase down. So they couldn't, because York was trying to make sure they don't escape, because they're her leverage. So part of her leverage to make sure she can keep this deal with the Gorosei. And so there's panels going back and forth here, and at the end of the last chapter, so Kizaru, I should say, the Sentomaro was deployed with the Vegapunk, the Pacifistas Mark III to help defend the island, and Kizaru came in, took out Sentomaro, and then he's using his authority chip to command them. So this back and forth here is really becoming contingent on keeping those Pacifistas on side. And this was happening earlier with the Seraphim ones, who are currently bubbled up, so they can't do anything to help either side. So the end of the last chapter, the end is prompt is this layout I'm trying to give you is Atlas has gotten down to the her and Vegapunk went down. They're initially trying to also rescue Bonnie, who ended up back on the lower areas, and I think who's going with them? I think Sanji's with them, and Sanji and Frankie. And at the end of the last chapter, Atlas ordered the Pacifistas to listen to her. So because she's a Vegapunk, and there's this hierarchy here. Where is that hierarchy? I have it right here. Hold on. Yeah. because of this hierarchy, where is that? Yeah, because of this hierarchy, Kizaru, who just commanded the Mark IIIs, he's at the lowest. He's part of the lowest part of that because he's using an authority chip. Atlas gains authority over them because she supersedes him by 2 levels. Sentomaru is above any authority chip, and then all the Vegapunks are above that. Now, what we all see at the end of this last chapter, 1093, is that this is going back and forth so much, it looks like Saint Saturn's going to have to step in. And this is the key point. They also lay out a rule here that any command to the pacifistas and the seraphim, I don't know if this applies to the old ones too, though it probably would because Sentomaru was with them in the past. Any command given to them by any of this hierarchy has to be in person. They have to hear your voice in person, their voice. You can't, they have to hear your voice in person, meaning you can't radio anything to them through the Denden Mushis. So what this all means is that Saturn's going to have to finally make his appearance, and he has made it very clear up to this point he doesn't want anyone to know he's there. So far, all we saw is 4 people knowing he's there that were shown in panels. Kizaru, Doberman, and 2 guards that we saw flanking a table there. I'm suspecting someone else. There was a conversation there one time too where Saturn is concerned for his life because when he first makes the appearance in 1073, I think it's Kizaru's talking with someone who brings some kind of food for Saint Saturn to have with his tea, and Kizaru asks, "Hey, has this been tested for poison?" So maybe there are cooks and stuff on there too. I'm sure that. So I'm thinking whatever this ship that Saturn's on, there might be some other staff that are aware of his presence. Is what I'm trying to say. So there are some there, but as far as the Marines, it looks to me like right now it's just Vice Admiral Doberman and Admiral Kizaru. So I'm wondering how he's gonna do this because there's also that's part of what the spoilers coming up too. It talks about that. But anyways, this is the situation now. So the long and short of what I just brought up is because Saturn's coming onto the island now. He's gonna have to somehow. This is where I think he's open to danger as what I'm trying to build up to. If the Blackbeard pirates are there, I'm thinking they're gonna try and take out him. And the question, my only thing I can't answer in this, I'm not gonna be able to answer in this video for sure, is why are they gonna do it? I don't know if this is their goal. I feel like their goal here was to find out something else because there's so much there to do. There's technology there, there's the Seraphims, there's the Vegapunks. This is everything the government wants. They want to keep the Mother Flame. They want to have the pacifistas. They want the Seraphim. The Seraphim are extremely expensive. We know the Mother Flame probably is too. But why are the Blackbeard pirates there? I can't say right now. I got nothing on that at the moment. But I feel like being the opportunists they are, because Blackbeard especially is an opportunist. Vegapunk, Saint Saturn, I think, is going to be killed here. And this, and this is going to be the shock that Oda is hyping up. And it's not too hard to see why. Now, what I'm going to go into next is the most obvious person there who will probably do this is Katerina Devon. We know for sure she's not with, well, we don't know for sure, but she was not shown to be with Blackbeard or to be back on Full Lead. These ships, wherever they go, they're always being commanded by one of either Blackbeard or his other commanders. Like Van Augur and Aokiji, they went to Whole Cake and collected pudding because they need her. That's just right. I was just thinking, what if they need that? What if they need something there to do with the poneglyphs? I don't know. But so yeah, so Blackbeard, Doc Q, Jesus Burgess, and Van Augur were fighting Law. Wait, do I have all the names right? Here we go. And I remember Shiru, Vasco Shot. Oh, Samwon Wolf. He's the one I was thinking of. Samwon Wolf, Pizarro, Aokiji, Yeah, the other 5, right? Wait, let me pull that up. Did I say the number? Yeah, so San Juan, yeah. I wrote that down. And San Juan, yeah. Shoot. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 10 Titanic captains plus Blackbeard. So 5 of them are still on full lead. They were fighting Garp and the others recently. The other 4, Blackbeard, Doc, Jesus Burgess, and Van Auger, fought Law. So, yeah, I wanted to bring that up to reiterate where the others are. So, Davon is likely doing it, and again, it's interesting. I'm thinking about the 2 of them together, I guess, but personally myself, because Aokiji and Van Auger went together to work as a team to get Pudding on Whole Cake Island, or maybe they had to just go to Cocoa Island. So, anyways, the kitty cat wants to come in. Hold on a second. Okay, just recording good. So, Davon. The reason I'm picking Davon of all of them is for the reason that she has shape-shifting powers. We got revealed in chapter 925. I think that was episode 957 or so. That she has shape-shifting powers. She tricked Moria to play a game with him, a gag on him, that looked like Absalom. And she immediately transformed into herself right afterward. After Shiru revealed he had a Absalom's fruit. That reminds me, yeah. So she was back there. So that was probably a couple weeks ago, perhaps in real time. She was on Full Lead Island when Moria was there, but we didn't see her back here in 1087, 1088 chapters when Garp came. Okay, so she's likely not there because we saw her then, but not now. So she was revealed to have a 9-tailed fox form, a mythical zone, and the 9-tailed fox thing is a folklore or myth of Japanese mythology of a trickster fox that turns into other people to mislead them or to get them lost, or it's all the kinds of malicious or mischievous type activity. So, given that she can do that, and she's possibly on this island, everyone's been making theories about her being one of the Straw Hats or one of the other characters. Bonnie was one I saw. I think Tekking said this when he thought maybe Bonnie, or maybe he saw the people say Bonnie could be her Katarina Davon in disguise, because she was acting funny because she was bawling her eyes out the night before after she found out stuff about her father. And then when her and Luffy were heading to initiate their part of the plan to escape, Luffy said she's stopped crying, and everyone's like thought that's a clue. And I'm a little sus of that because I stated in some of my videos before that when it shows the Blackbeard Island people ship here coming to Egghead, you can clearly see that the Labo phase security, the lasers are still on. And so far, only one we knew who could get through that is Kizuru. We see a little later. Before I even said that, did I say it around that? Oh, anyways, I just sussed that Bonnie and other people at that point, a few chapters ago, anyways, were not, any of them could not be Davon, because I don't see how she, even with her strength and her devil fruit, could get past that security. It was not taken down yet. This recently in this last chapter, was it 1092 or 1093? The last 2 chapters, one of the 2, the Edison, Vegapunk, and Atlas were working hard, and they finally broke York's password. So at this point, if I'm wrong and Davon could become one of those other people, could become another person, now I can see that there are those little theories coming. But so Saturn here is gonna have to. What's gonna happen now, though, is for sure looking at some of the spoilers here. I'm gonna bring them up a little bit. It does look like Saturn in the next chapter, that's gonna probably the raw official ones might be out tomorrow, the 4th of October. I'm recording here on the 3rd. Saturn does appear to have come on the island, and also spoilers. It looks like we get to see his. He has like a mythical zone fruit power of his own, but he's primarily here coming to look like. It looks like at the end of the next chapter, he orders the pacifistas to stop because they start working under Atlas's orders again. So here's what the thing. He's on the island. Katarina Devon and possibly Lafitte are there, and there's this chaos going on everywhere. The vice admirals, there's like 8 of them or so. They've come to the island now. Let's see, is that how many there are? I don't have a picture of them. There's like 8 of them or so. They're on the island, on the ground level, flooding the place with them and other officers and other troops that try and take control of everything. There's some of those, and there's also. Oh, I just realized too. What if all this is wrong that I'm saying and anyone else is saying? I just thought, what if Devon and Lafitte got aboard those ships with the other people fleeing because they wanted something there? There's that possibility I just thought of. But to finish this one, there's so much chaos going on now. Luffy's fighting Kizaru. The other Straw Hats are up there. Most of them. Sanji. So everyone except Sanji. Everyone is at the top except for Sanji, Frankie, Vegapunk, Atlas, and Bonnie. They're at the bottom now because the other 4 are trying to rescue Bonnie. Dirk and the other pirate, the Marines are trying to take over the island to gain control of it because they want Vegapunk's technology obviously, and they want to keep the Mother Flame. There's parts there that we don't know where the Mother Flame is. I noticed that I'm thinking it's at the top somewhere or something related to it because York said in 1079 when she was initiating her part of the plan, she told the Seraphim, there's parts of this place I don't want you to destroy while you're creating this chaos, and she was going around with her plan to kill off the other Vegapunks to the satellites and Vegapunk himself to complete her goal and her deal with the Gorosei. So anyway, so it's this chaos going on everywhere. This is where I see the problem for Saturn. So I'm sure he's very strong. He looks like he's got a mythical zone. Him and the others tanked a hit from what's his name? Sabo back at Reverie a few weeks ago. What about he probably has security with him. Maybe that ship itself is special that he's staying on. Maybe it's a little different than the others. It didn't look especially different. So, and I'm sure he's gone out before, and there's contingencies to protect a Gorosei. But we know how devious the Blackbeard pirates are, and we know what Devon can do. We don't know what Lafitte can do. Both those things make this very scary proposition for me that in this chaos, Saturn's going to be killed. And I think Devon will be the one to do it because her abilities will make her very likely to get close to him in a way, and to Saturn in a way where he'll let his guard down. So let's go a little over Lafitte a second though first. We don't know much about Lafitte. We don't know what devil fruit he has. I think a devil fruit of every one of the other Titanic captains that are Akiji, we've known his a long time. We know about their devil fruits now, and they were all revealed in this arc. The rest of them, because Shiro's was shown earlier, and Devon's was shown earlier. So the others here were shown Vasco, Pizarro, San Juan. Yeah, we've always known his too, and Augur and Burgess. We know these devil fruits, but we don't know anything about the feats. But we do know that way back when he snuck up into Marijua into a big important meeting with who was there? There were 3 warlords present, the fleet admiral, other vice admirals, there to decide the new, warlord to replace Crocodile, and he just snuck in the window. We just see him there. He's like tapping his feet, and it looks like he has wings. I think that's what it was. Actually, yeah. Now that I think about it, yeah, he has some wings. So he's. It looks. Some people are thinking he's got like a mythical zone thing. I'm just thinking that. So if he's clearly seems to me, you can say he's skilled at like stealth. Is kind of what I'm getting at. So I could see the possibility too of him getting close to Saturn that way, but with the chaos. But I see that less likely. So I just want to bring that aside. I see that a possibility. I'm not discounting that, but I want to go over a little more here about Devon's ability now. She can transform into other people. We're not quite sure of this, if this is how similar this is to Bon Clay's. He has to touch a person with his right hand, one of his hands, and then he touches his face, and he can just change it changes his whole body. He has to like touch. For some reason, it doesn't allow him to just do it mentally, like just ooh, I want to be Luffy. Whoop. No, he goes like this and then thinks about it and just instantly does it. By the way, I wonder if he wakened at how it would work for him. Would he be able to change other people into a disguise? And if he did, would he have to touch them and have them all, each one, hey, you're, Nami, I'm going to make you look like Robin temporarily, and vice versa with Robin, look like Nami. The dual swap-roo, would he have to touch them? Or would he be able to like do some kind of field of people around him like that, kind of like a room like Law does? So back to Devon, we're not quite sure how her fruit works. We just see what I'm getting at as far as is her ability, like Bon Clay's, where she can touch someone or some other method like that, because her only showing of her ability so far was with Absalom, and he is dead now. He was revealed to be dead there. So that had me wondering too, does she have to kill someone to transform into them? So I'm getting into that because what if she has to kill, say she wants to be Kizaru, for example, and really get close to Saturn? Because Kizaru, Saturn will trust Kizaru. He's there to be he's basically there to be his personal bodyguard among also trying to complete this mission and take out Vegapunk. So could Devon will Devon have to kill someone? If she does, at this point I think she won't bother with Kizaru because he's up there dealing with Luffy. So I'm looking at the other people nearby here. There's a bunch of vice admirals now are on the island with their their troops fighting. And I don't. Will Devon maybe use the a vice admiral? Dobram then becomes the next logical one because we know for sure he knows of Saturn's presence in this mission. We don't know if the other vice admirals do, but even so, I could still see one of them. If Saturn has to make his presence known here and command the pacifistas. Everyone's going to know about this. And according to the spoilers, that's what happens too. So I'll partially bring this up again. The spoilers say that he comes there, and when he comes on the island, there's an announcement. And interestingly, it says, one of the spoilers hinted at that all officers under vice admirals, so the rear admirals and lower, aren't allowed to look at Saint Saturn for some reason. So that if that part's true, then I'm thinking with this that maybe the vice admirals will be other vice admirals will be next logical targets for Devon to transform into to try to get close to Saturn. There's so then the question then is too, how will she have to take them out permanently, or will she just knock them out? Given her tendencies, I think she would try to kill him. I'm just also wondering how necessary it is. So she has that options there to go after these other vice admirals who, I don't have that picture here. Given their look of them though, they're all quite formidable people. But it'll be, again, many of them have the 6 powers, I'm sure. There's a mention here about many people having the 6 powers. The thing is, how quickly could she get the drop on them in order to either knock them out or kill them and take their form? So Uh, also, I was thinking about the guards. If if his ship gets close to land, or if he comes there with a contingent of bodyguards surrounding him, Saturn, the guards, his personal bodyguards, are my next guess too, as to what I mean, Devon would take a form of in order to get close, because he would be trusting those people as well to be personally protecting him. But if they're like winged out, like spread out around him, and maybe they're like among the buildings, she could be waiting in a back corner in the shadows and just grab one of them, take him out, and then transform into him. Maybe use the armor. Maybe she doesn't. She probably doesn't even need the armor. She took like Absalom perfectly without all his outfits. She probably wouldn't even need to do that. That her transferability, I suspect, would just make it look like armor. I wonder if they would make the sound effect though. I bet that would be a clue. Like, hey, why don't you? How's your armor so quiet? So she's walking around normal, and it's like what do you call that? Mirage or a thing over you, and then so she could use that way to get close to Saturn and take him out. The And my last theory on a person she could likely to choose too, on this is York. I have a feeling here when the Straw Hats escape Vegapunk, I'm sure they're like I'm pretty sure all the Straw Hats would be able to escape here, but I just thought of something else with that too. If they let York go, because they don't really need her anymore, once they just want her as a hostage temporarily to escape. They're not the type, I think, to want to take her with her. Well, maybe they could, because she's gonna probably say once things are looking south for if she realizes her usefulness to the world government is null, she may beg to come with them. That could be it too. What if Zavon turns into her and then goes with them, or someone else like that and goes with the Straw Hats? But if I feel like the possibility she would just be let go and to go to the world government. And at that point, Devon could just take her out, of course, and then use her, and then that would be interesting, because then she also, much like I was thinking with Kizaru or Doberman, they could be like leaving the island after the stuff has settled down. The Straw Hats have escaped. They got the Mother Flame stuff they needed, but Vegapunk maybe still escapes with some of it with the other satellites. And then Saturn's sitting there in his cabin with York discussing this event, and it turns out it's really Devon, and she takes him out right there in the cabin, and no one knows any better. Then she could turn into him maybe. Holy shit, I just realized. What if she did that and turns into him, and then goes back to the Gorosei? Then they have a inside man there. Oh yeah, I was looking too. I forgot that. I was wondering why Saint Garcia Saturn was the one that went to Egghead, and I looked up his title card when he's him and the others are talking to Im-sama, and he's the head of science. So I forgot. Okay, that's perfect. He's absolutely the one that needs to go there to see that this matters are handled well. So I think that's about it. Let me see. The guards, the government, Kizaru. So I see. Yeah, the thing too. What was I gonna get at with it? I had another thought about this, but with Devon. That's the thing too. I have a feeling if this is what will happen, this is probably going to be more of an opportunistic moment that Devon will use as like a distraction. The fact that they came there first suggests to me they want something else there, and with all the chaos going on, Devon or Lafitte will take advantage of the chaos here by taking out Saturn, so that he's shipped off and some of the other people have to retreat, and then they can continue whatever it is they need to do there. Also, because I'm thinking about this, whether or not this actually happens. I'm wondering what Devon and Lafitte's plan is to escape themselves. It appears they arrived there before the siege happened, and while the Straw Hats are still locked up in the labo phase, the the their ship must have dropped them or somebody off there and had to go scurry off to the direction where they'd be able to watch from afar. Now that's the thing too. How far do they have to be? I was thinking about this, like if they have these 100 ships coming from different bases, it was stated. How did they avoid detection there when shipping off from the after dropping off someone the ship left? And like, how are they determining a designated time to come back? Are they gonna wait for the siege to be over? It's a big island. I have a feeling it would not be hard for almost anybody, even not even these two clever captains of Blackbeards, but other people. If someone else was there and they needed to hide temporarily while the action died down, the island is so huge. I suspect it'd be pretty easy for almost anyone to lay low there. So I'm wondering, maybe that's their plan, is to lay low with whatever their goal is. If say their goal is something else, to get some kind of that mother flame themselves, or maybe they want to kidnap one of the Vegapunks. Actually, that's something. What if they just want to kidnap the Vegapunk on themselves? And come on, Pinky, you can't go out right now. I'm not quite done. If they want a Vegapunk satellite, what if they're gonna kidnap him? Cause they that's what they do. What if he's Again, I was thinking about the poneglyphs, but they got pudding now. Maybe they want Vegapunk for something with his science to help them achieve their own goals of hold on a second again. I'm trying to think of a reason Vegapunk would be necessary for them. But I can't see anything right now. I just know they want all the poneglyph. They got the poneglyph rubbings from Law, so now they just. Maybe they want his help. What if they want Vegapunk's help because they need to find that man marked by flames, or they want to know if he has information on it. Shiru was suspecting it, but they were talking about that ship that has whirlpools protecting it. Maybe they want his help to find that person. That seems like a possibility too, that they just want his help, Vegapunk's help for that. But yeah, I am concerned about this Saturn's position, safety here. And I'm not obviously concerned about his safety insofar as I'm going to cry if he dies, much like many of our other characters we miss, like Hirolok or Bellamere. It's because of what Oda's hyping about this. He made it very clear that this event, the aftermath of this, is going to shock the world. And so yeah, I was going over this in my head for a while now, and kidnapping Vegapunk is one thing, but the world already knows that now. And that's how Morgan's presented the story in the papers already, and Saturn's already seen that too. He's almost like, I like what Morgan's did here. This is a great story. It helps deflect from us taking any blame for the incident. Oh, by the way, too, that's interesting. I bet if bad stuff ever happens, who do the citizens of a nation look to? So after Crocodile was taken out, and so what if people want to report damages and stuff, or they're really upset about this, and they're same thing with Doflamingo, and they're complaining, hey, these warlords you're employing these pirates as warlords. But look what these two did to these two great nations. We're fed up with you guys hiring them. Would they be able to send angry letters that the Gorosei would be sent right to the Gorosei's mailbox? Or would it obviously it'd probably be filtered because it'd be worries of an assassination attempt. But I wonder who works in the world government that accepts and has to intercept those complaints. So I think that's it for me today. I think I covered everything about this thing. So yeah. To finish off too, the Devon's the aftermath of this. I am concerned about this because I think this is gonna be putting a price on this might actually up the Straw Hat's bounty. Oh, and the thing too, that's what I forgot. Totally forgot to bring this up. If Devon, or even if Lafitte kills Saturn somehow, or Devon does it. The thing that really gets me about this, how Oda's presenting this, that made me think of this, Devon will probably transform into a Straw Hat. So I'm thinking, in that case, I guess you could say she doesn't have to kill anybody, because if she could just turn into one of the Straw Hats, and I don't think any of the Straw Hats are going to die this time, she'll turn into one of them and probably make it so a lot of people, vice admirals, the guards there, see her in the form of one of the other Straw Hats. So if she needs some way of looking at someone or doing something with someone to without killing them to turn into them, Frankie and Sanji are the two that are on the lower area right now. So those two look like candidates to me that she could use to transform into and commit the deed of taking out Saturn, and then letting everyone around who's there see it. So, and that's the part too where, like, then there'll be all these Marines to say, hey, we saw this, can you believe it? One of our great leaders came and he was trying to rescue Vegapunk, and then those damn Straw Hats, they kidnapped Vegapunk and killed some of his satellites, and worst of all, they killed Saturn himself. So, if in that case too, if Devon was to turn into one of the other Straw Hats, I wonder how much their bounty individually might go up. I can't remember what Frankie's is. Sanji's is right around $1 billion, right, or low billion. It's like, imagine his doubling or even 50% just from doing that. He almost, if one of the Straw Hats did get plastered, scapegoated as that, I could see them becoming a person that's put right up near Dragon as a world's most wanted person, because they killed one of the Gorosei. Like, imagine this too. This is probably something that hasn't happened in a very long time. A Gorosei being killed. We know these 5 for the last 2.5 years or so that we've been seeing them have been just staying up there in this office of theirs, this kind of lounge area, looking at paperwork, talking about what's going on. Every time stuff was happening with Alabasta, with Marineford, with Whitebeard, with Shanks. They even talked to Shanks. I wonder if after this happens too, if this has anything to do with what Shanks was telling them about. They're probably the other ones, or even if Saturn still lives, I was like, well, maybe Shanks was right about what he was telling us about how dangerous. Because that's the thing too. Even if I'm wrong in all this, the Blackbeard pirates are still there, and something I think is going to happen with them being there. That's still, no matter what, going to be. What my premise here is, what Oda said, the world's going to be shaken to the core, or however the quote was, by this event. So the Blackbeard pirates have yet to play their hand here, and that's what scares me overall. They haven't played their hand, and I'm concerned. This is the biggest thing about it. I think that concerns me, that could happen. Like, even if the island blew up, say Vegapunk's island blew up again, and he dies, sad. Morgan said, "Oh, Vegapunk's like a hero to the people. Oh, not quite a hero, but because people love him because he's brought so much technology to the world." He said something like that in 1074. If he died, the world would be mourning, but I don't think it will shake the world the way Oda's really wants. Oda's really hyping this in a way that I can't see anything else. What if Saturn was kidnapped, actually? That would be pretty bad, too. He just gets kidnapped by the Blackbeard pirates. Or maybe and that gets framed on the Straw Hats. See, there's so many things here. So yeah, I don't know what Oda's thinking about here. Obviously, none of us do, but I can't wait to see what it is. And this is the part that I suspect the most. So, was there anything else? Yeah, that's about it for today. I think I'm going to end this stream now, and I'll be re-uploading this as a separate video. So, yeah, thanks for watching.